Good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of Unscripted and Unchained RPG Review. I am Mythmaster Bloodworth, and as you can see by the graphics, today I'm doing a video. I haven't done a video for MYFAROG in forever, probably over a year. Um, this is the first time in about that time that some new material has actually come out, and these are new hardcovers. Some of it old material just consolidated into one hardcover, and I will cover that actually in the next video. But the what I'm going to cover today is the Land of Thule Deluxe. So this is the book. I'm going to switch views here so you can see. So this is the book that has, that has appeared on Amazon. And so I ran out and picked it up, this along with the other hardcover. And what this does is it takes all of the geographic features and the lore of the world in which the world of Thule, in which MYFAROG takes place in, and it repackages it in this really, really nice hardcover hardcover book, and it introduces um, much clearer print that you can read. You know, obviously a lot better than the previous papyrus font, which I still enjoy. But the fact is that this is just far more clear to see, and then just the added color photographs of most of the regions that it is talking about, and basically it puts all of this content at your hands, regardless of which rule book and which edition of the rule book you're actually using. Um, so, I mean, just loads and loads of full color art, plus the cartography that was in the older, just now in color. And so you can see each of the regions of Thule in color. And again, representations of the different peoples of Thule also here as well. And just throughout almost every single page, if not every single page, has full color art. Like I said, big improvement in the font. The font just makes this much more readable. Um, MYFAROG still doesn't produce anything in PDF, and so that is, and there's reasons behind that as well. But otherwise, I'd be able to do that presentation better. I was going to try to use this camera here, and it just doesn't do it any real justice. Actually, I can swing that out of the way. It really doesn't do that any justice. Now, there are some historical pictures as well, so there are some real photographs in here as well. And, going through, I mean, that's a really nice looking tiger. And I mean, it just consolidates everything. It does such a great job of it. It really does cover everything. I mean, here's a section on units and measures. So, I mean, it literally spends a lot of time just fully fleshing out this as a world book as well. So, there are many charts and graphs that graphics that you can use. Um, these are the food and drink charts here. Um, there's residential furniture charts here. There's just all kinds of things. Then concepts of justice and outlaws and the various crimes and their punishments that can come along. There is a Thulean calendar, and then all of the festivals, whether it be high festivals or others throughout the world, and then finally there is the um, there is the long section on Thulean names and Dwarven names and such. So, like I said, what this does is it takes the rules out of the or the content of the world out of the rule book itself and just puts it here so that in order to get the same kind of information that's in this one volume, you actually have to flip through quite a lot of different places in here. So hopefully a newer version of this comes out where it strips that part out of it, and this just becomes a simple rule book. All right, as you can see, this is really quite dense here. Now, I do want to talk about the different editions a little bit because I think it's important, or not editions, but versions. So this is 4.0, and this is the most recent. This came out a few years ago, so 2020. This came out, and this moved MYFAROG from being a very folklorish Northern European and really Nordic mythology based, and it moved it more towards including more Tolkien-esque aspects of it as well. Now, even though Tolkien was very heavily influenced by Nordic mythology as well, this took it a step closer to Lord of the Rings, let's say, than where it used to be pretty solidly couched in the real world and the mythologies and folklore of the real world. This took a step away from that. Um, Now, this is 4.0. This is 2.7. And if you can still get your hands on 2.7, I'd recommend it because 2.7 has that more folklorish lore attached to its rules. And I would recommend taking the world setting from 2.7 and then matching it up with 4.0. And the reason being is that 4.0 makes a lot of improvements in the actual game system. All right, so the game mechanics are much more fluid, and in some cases, some problems with the game mechanics that I in fact discovered in 2.7, 3.0, but mostly in 2.7 as well. Um, I discovered some problems with stacking abilities, and it made characters, based on what they might have taken as primary and secondary skills, almost impossible to defeat. And so that was corrected with with 3.0, 3.5, and 3.5 and 4.0 is basically 4.0 is 3.5 with just some corrections to it. Not mechanical corrections, but uh, syntax or spelling or editing issues with it. So now that you have the choice between the rule set here and the world setting and world lore from here, I would definitely try to get a hold of this, but use this system here. And along with this here now you have that separation between the rules and the world setting, and you're fully ready to jump right into and running this game system, which is it's a much maligned game system, but not because of the game system itself. It's maligned because of its author, and if you are if you are able to separate the author from the product, from the creator from the creation, then I definitely recommend this system to take a look at, because it really is. I mean, the system that brought me back into this hobby back in 2015 was MYFAROG 2.4, which was improved upon since then, two more times since then. And a lot of the negative press about the game system itself goes back to its first edition. All right, which I'm sure, even though I have it and I've kind of read through it, I've never actually run that system, so I can't see all of the problems that, mechanically speaking, people might have been talking about. I don't think that there was ever really that much of a mechanical issue with the game system, rather than just who the author was. So, you know, separate that from the game system itself, and I think that you'll find a gaming experience that really does quite hit a certain element of playing in a folklore type setting that I think really does carry this game system forward. I'll switch back to views here. So if you can, like I said, try to grab 2.7 if you can still find it. Um, Definitely get 4.0, and the rule books themselves are cheap. They're like less than $15 on Amazon, and then these were a little bit more because they're hardcover and they're brand new as well. So these were, I got both books for like combined like $54. So they're about $26 a piece. And then the rule book, you can get the rule book for, like I said, under $15 for sure on Amazon. So glad to see some new stuff coming out here. Um, really like the improvements that they've made with the font choice and the multiple additional artwork that is in this book. And this is a far thinner book than the next book I'm going to cover. So, as always, thanks for joining. I hope you liked this video. Please leave your questions or comments in the comments section. If you hadn't subscribed, consider subscribing. Um, spread the video around, and hit the alert button so that you'll see the next couple of uploads. I am going to do quite a few uploads that are going to be pre-timed because I'm preparing to go on vacation. As you can see, the suitcase right behind me, and so I'm going to do quite a few videos and then periodically drop them during this upcoming week and the following week. They will be dropping remotely as I am vacationing, and then I will be returning back on uh, on Saturday the 29th, and probably start making videos on the following day. So, as always, thanks for joining, and have a great rest of your weekend. I know this is already Sunday, so enjoy the rest of your day. And I look forward to seeing you on a gaming screen sometime soon, and at a convention table, even sooner, hopefully. And you all have a great rest of your week. Take care.